And Logan Stanley, also one of the big boys on defense. He's number 20, 6'7". Between him and Haig, that's a lot of body out there. And an early goal for Team Canada, deflected in front.
Logan Stanley holds his position at the blue line. He doesn't drift over to the boards, and then he quickly gets it directed towards the net. That's just a really good, solid play. You don't think about those things as maybe something that's important, but it is. You don't want to move further away from the net.
This Canada defense, they can unload. Another shot, and that's just tipped wide. Joe Snell passes it off. Bitten again. Some good work behind the net. Jost back up to Stanley. Stanley fires, misses the mark. Stanley, a big man at 6'6".
You're selling him short an inch and a quarter. Just letting you know he's 6'7" and a quarter.
At that point, big is big.
It's usually the 5'11" guys that are complaining, but trust me, the 6'7" guys don't want to be sold short either.
We go down to ice level and you talk to these young men before the game. This is the under 18 World Hockey Championship, and these are some big young men that are still growing. Finland brings it up the other way.
There's going to be contact here, and as Tulolo comes up the ice here, big Logan Stanley says, I don't think we've met. So let me introduce myself.
Stanley, 6'7", plays at times with Nick Haig, who stands 6'6". That's a whole lot of big power on the back end for Team Canada.
You look at Logan Stanley, you look at Nicholas Haig, I mean, they're not just tall and big, but they've really developed and they've really brought their games along in so many different areas. They're not just these big, hulky, grab onto you. They can make plays. Able to use that size to their advantage. They move the puck. They have real good awareness.
Well, Colter, he is upended by Stanley, not going anywhere. 6'7" of Stanley says, hey, welcome to the quarters.
LeCoulters went into a black hole. It's called Logan Stanley.
Frederick takes a bump from Stanley behind the net. Tolvanen now for Finland. Tolvanen tries to get it in front. Oh, Stanley rubbed him into the board.
Logan Stanley, that's who we're talking about here. I feel like I'm just watching him evolve with each successive shift. Poise under pressure, reverse it, take the check, don't give up the puck. Understand that there's different outlets. We know that his body is big and he's not afraid to lay it on opponents. There he is, settled down with the puck. So many areas of his game are evolving. And with that, you see confidence building. Logan Stanley, so he's a big man, but you got to know how to use that size to your advantage. Look at that. Just reaches in, intercepts the pass, and then just makes the outlet play out and down the ice. Exceptional play by Logan Stanley. It's great to be tall. It's great to have a great reach, but you got to know how to use it. Logan Stanley does.
6'7", 210 pounds. Plays for Windsor. He's a big boy. Wolodarski gets taken down in the blue paint. And the big man Stanley starts things up ice. He'll load up and fire, and that's swallowed up by Konar.
Gotta love it. I mean, Logan Stanley, if you could have seen him in the summer of 2015, or 2014 rather, he came to the Program of Excellence, the under-17 camp. I mean, he'd been a first-round pick to the Windsor Spitfires, and you know, he was raw. I mean, you watched him and you said, okay, you have Warren Reichel, who's one of the owners in Windsor, along with Bob Bugner. You trust that they're identifying players. But what he has been able to do in probably just about 21 months in terms of improvement, you know, leveling ahead in his skating, evening out, the coordination all coming together, just fabulous.
Stanley steps up into the play. 6'7", Logan Stanley, the big man, works it over. And that shot is stopped in front. Stanley now winds up in the one-timer. Granceau the save, big rebound.
That's a good shot by Logan Stanley, right off the pass.
Stanley now rips it off the boards and right on point, but Granceau makes the stop. Back to Stanley at the point. Stanley fires, tipped. Berge sends it across the ice. Stanley's shot, and that whistles high and off the glass.
Nice play by Logan Stanley. Poise, takes a step inside. His progression just over 2 years has been nothing short of outstanding. If he progresses even just 50% of what he did in the last 2 years. In the next 2 years, there's no telling what he could be.
What has he improved on, Craig?
Well, it's not improving. It's just the coordination coming. When you're 6'7", you know, you don't have strength. You've grown. You can't be growing and be coordinated at the same time. So you got to be patient with it. The improvement is more about his game, just because of the development and the coordination coming together.
Waits for some help, and that's picked off nicely there by big Logan Stanley, as who couldn't get the puck up to Puljujarvi. Goes over his stick, and Canada fires it back in, and they'll change.
Again, a nice play by Stanley, though. He's not backing up. He's up there against Puljujarvi, right up on him. So that puck comes to him, right back into the finish zone. Great play by Logan Stanley with a stick, getting right into the lane there.
And Stanley's got to hustle back. It's amazing, just so smooth, the big man. He can cover a lot of ice in a short period of time.
He's big, he can pivot. He's a hard man to get around. Nice play there, not getting engaged unnecessarily.
Comes back to the point as Stanley chips in, the big man. Stanley tries a little drag move, turns and fires, and that just misses the mark. Puck comes to Stanley at the point. Stanley, long shot, that goes high and misses the mark. Spittin goes into the corner. Bitten there with Jost, who gets it back to Stanley. Logan Stanley waits. Hagen, backhand. And that's cleared out of harm's way.